Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. You are now tuned in to the top 100 or 50th blog on YouTube, Big Mike's blog. No, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I don't know wherever you are in the world. If you're watching this, thank you. I really appreciate it. Um, I guess I should start off by saying I haven't done one of these in a while. It's become, like I said, a going trend, unfortunately, where I haven't been blogging as much as I was last year. Just because, again, I work a lot. I have a life. I don't sit at home all day. I'm out doing stuff and living my life and enjoying it, as you should as well. So I'm not really at home enough to do blogs, but I felt like in the midst of all the craziness that's been going on in the world and the news and all that stuff, I kind of felt the need to kind of do a blog. I'm going to be doing a couple actually today. The first one is going to be kind of serious. I generally don't really do blogs on current events. I usually, honestly, I don't even really watch the news on TV because it's depressing half the time. But in the midst of all the stuff that's been going on with these young black males getting killed by cops in the U.S., um, I kind of felt the need to kind of do a blog on it. And I'm sure if you go on YouTube now and you type in, these young black males are getting killed. And actually, I want to stop before I even go any further. I want to send a rest in peace to Philano Casel, Alton Sterling, Doral Small, and Dylan Noble. Those are the four recent black males that have been killed over the past 72, 90, like past 3 or 4 days, by police or just in general. As far as I know, they've all been killed by police, but if I'm wrong, then please let me know. I want to send condolences to their loved ones, friends, and family. I won't try to sit here and say that I know what you guys are going through or I understand because I've lost people in my life, but not to that extent. So I won't sit here and try to insult your intelligence by saying that I know what you're going through. But my hope is that through time you can heal and you have people all over the world that are thinking about you and supporting you. So rest in peace to you guys. My condolences to your family, to you and your family, for your loss. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I kind of got a little bit tongue tied there. So this blog obviously is going to be on those lives that have been killed. Um, I didn't, and again, to be very honest, I had no intention, no interest in actually doing a blog on this, just for the simple fact that there's probably a bunch of people that have done a blog on this and they have their opinions on it and this and that. And for me, I'm not doing the blog to really, I have my opinions on it, but I'm not sitting here telling people what to think or what to do. It's not the purpose of my blog here. My purpose of my blogs is never to do that. If anything, it's just to give my perspective on what I feel and think. The reason why I'm doing this is because, and this is my reason, I know this may not happen, but I want to keep the dialogue going. I don't want these lives to have essentially died in vain and for people to talk about it for, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks. And then in 6 months, when people ask, who's Alton Sterling? People are like, who's that? I don't want these lives to be forgotten and just washed away, because I know on the news they're probably talking about them all day now because it's trending, it's important, people want to discuss it, but I don't want it to just be forgotten about because it's not trending or important. I know we live in a microwave society now, and I know we want, we're all about what's trending and what's hot and what's important. But in this instance, I feel like this is important enough that this needs to be talked about. These issues need to be highlighted and need to be addressed. We can't just sweep them under the rug like they don't matter, because they do matter, because lives do matter, and these people are getting killed. Black people are getting killed, you know? And so, if anything, like I said, I want to generate discussion on this. And anyone's opinions on it, feelings, whatever, but that's fine. But if anything, we should have solutions. We need to figure out solutions and ways to help this situation, not just sit here and bitch and moan and complain about it. Yeah, that's fine. We can complain and talk about it, but we need to figure out solutions and ways to help this. So hopefully by watching this blog and talking about it with your friends, loved ones, whatever. Hopefully, we can keep the dialogue going and come up with some strategies to figure this thing out. Because as it stands now, black people are getting slaughtered in the streets, you know, and it's not. And in some instances, black cops are involved too. So it's cops in general. You know, it's not just a majority of it's been white cops, but then it's just cops in general are doing this stuff. So, you know, that's kind of what the purpose of it is. And I mean, I was talking to my friend about it a few days ago, and that's probably one of the reasons what inspired me to do it. And you know, she's like, I mean, it was heartbreaking because I mean, she actually watched the video of like all I think it was all not Alton Stone, sorry, oh I think it's sorry, let me just give me one sec here to get the name. Oh, Fulano Casel, of the video of him getting shot. I didn't watch the video. So I mean, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail on what happened. I mean, if you haven't heard what happened to those people, then you must have been living under a damn rock, or you're just oblivious to news and you just don't give a shit. But I mean, the Filano Queso was killed in New Orleans, and he was just selling. He was outside a gas station selling CDs to feed his family, and he was on the ground, pinned to the ground, and he was shot, killed. You know, yeah, he had. I mean, everyone's like, oh, well, he had a gun, and it wasn't registered. He only had the gun, from what I was told or what I heard, because he was protecting himself from robbers, because guys try to rob him, you know. So he was protecting himself. So, you know, can you? I mean, for me, I don't really fault him for that, you know. And I mean, it wasn't like he was brandishing the gun. He didn't pull the gun out. None of that. So for the cops to do that was crazy to me. Um, I'm not sure which out of these three. My friend was telling me about this one case where the guy was in his car, and the cop shot him in his car, and he was getting his license and registration out of his car, and the cop shot him, and it's on video too. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's just crazy to me that you know these people are getting shot, and I think I think what makes it worse on top of that is that the cops are getting off. I think if there was justice for these people that are getting killed, then it'd be different. But the fact that there's no justice at the end of the day for these people, it's heartbreaking. So and by the way, this will probably be a 2 or 3 part blog, so I'm probably gonna have to do more. So just to give you the heads up, but yeah, but I don't know. But then the thing is, like, I'm at an impasse. Like, I don't know. Like, I was telling my friend, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to like. What do you tell a black male in the States on how to handle the police? They actually had a topic. They had, actually, when I was in Tennessee in December, on the I was driving with my mother, and they had a topic on the radio on the same topic. Like, what do you tell black kids in the street? Like, what do you tell black youth on how to handle police? Like, what do you tell them? Don't resist. They don't. Half the time they're not resisting, and they're still getting arrested or shot or whatever, beat up or whatever. So, you know, is it a lack of awareness? Is it a lack of training? I mean, do the cops know what they're doing? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, for me, this is the thing. And I remember I used to do security years ago. And I mean, the reason I'm sharing this story is it might, I don't know, it make things kind of mix together and kind of, I guess, I don't know. I'll just share the story. You guys can tell me what you think. So I was at the security training course like about 6 years ago, and it was on resistance training. So it was basically teaching us how to protect ourselves from someone who's trying to attack us, but do it in a way where it's not harming the person who's attacking us. To protect ourselves but not harm the person. So the instructor was giving us different scenarios. So he gave us all one scenario, and he asked these two guys, these two security guards, and then mind you, to preface, these guys work security at like one of the like at Union Station downtown Toronto, which at nighttime is probably one of the more craziest sites I've heard in the city to work security, because there's a bunch of craziness that goes on there at night. So the instructor was giving them a scenario, basically saying, let's say there's a pregnant woman, she's been disruptive, she's being, you know, belligerent, whatever the case may be. You tell her to stop, she's being compliant, she's listening to you. What do you do? I shit you not, and I was almost floored when this guy said this. One of the security guards said, and I quote, "I will throw her to the ground, face down, and handcuff her." So the instructor was like, "You would throw a pregnant woman on the ground and handcuff her." The guy was like, "Yes." The instructor was like, "But she's being compliant. Why would you throw her to the ground?" The security guard was like, "Oh, I don't know what she's capable of." I'm trying not to laugh about this. It just so they went back and forth literally for 5 minutes, and finally, about their points. Finally, the instructor said, "If I'm a supervisor on a security site, I will never have you work there because you will get me sued." You know, so that's I don't know if it's and what you have to understand too is that these same security guards or that security guard who said that is the same security guard who wants to be a police officer. Think about that. That's how some of these guys are wired, and to some degree, it may not be their fault. It's just he goes to Union. He's working at Union Station dealing with crazy shit, and these security guards have no concept. Some of them on how to deal with people. They have no concept, no idea. Their first instinct is to like do shit, and like, oh, something's crazy going on. Okay, I'm getting out my handcuffs. I'm going to go arrest someone. That's instantly in their mind. A lot of these security guards, especially the ones that want to become police officers, like common sense and being able to deal with the public is something that they just have no concept of. I remember years back, I was working security at Young and Queen, which is near Eaton Center downtown, and we had an incident. And I used to work security in an office building, but the office building also had a walk-in clinic. So there was an incident in the walk-in clinic with a guy there. So me and my supervisor go see what's happening. Before we even go to handle the situation, my supervisor's already got gloves out, and I already can see in his eyes he wants to arrest someone. I could tell, instantly tell with his in his eyes and his demeanor he wants to do some shit. So we go talk to the guy. He's telling the guy, "Yo, shut up, stop talking," yelling, just yelling at the guy. Okay, not even asking the guy what happened, nothing. So finally, I pull the gentleman aside who we have to take out of the building, and I ask him, "Hey, what happened? Like, why are you yelling?" And he basically said, "I just had a disagreement with the doctor about something. Like, the doctor's basically telling me one thing about my health, and I'm telling the doctor another thing, and the doctor's basically not listening to me. So I ended up getting upset." And that's how it all started. Just as something as innocuous, as simple as that. It's just taking 5 minutes just to talk to someone is something that some security, cops, whatever, just have zero concept of. And again, it's sad. Uh, and I think about those instances, and they're minor instances, but then it highlights a bigger problem. That, like, some of these cops, and I'm not saying all, some of these cops have zero concept on how to deal with people. Zero idea. And it's not to excuse them, not at all. I'm not excusing them of anything because they're grown ass adults and they should know better. They should know how to deal with the public, if anything, because they're sworn to protect us. So they should know how to deal with us. But unfortunately, some of them just don't have any idea. And now it's getting to a point where now cops are afraid, and now they're pulling out guns and shooting people because they're fearing for their safety when there's nothing really to fear, you know. Um, Actually, like, I'm running low on time, so I'm gonna probably post this one and I'm gonna continue my thoughts. So bear with me, people. I'll be right back.